Enjoy the show. Play on my channel.
Evangelia Licoliodon.
Licholiosaurus.
Yeah, don't forget the Clitiosaurus.
Slicing up some demons and all that blood really reminded me of that enchilada I had at lunch.
Tampicos and burritos.
It causes minor irritation, rash, and anal bleeding. But
Can cause death.
it does take care of them.
You know, she likes the old Tigger with Heelys. We're now live.
Going live on the Facebooks, the YouTubes, the Twitches. We are the only podcast.
And that's when she said she will take another.
We are the only podcast that does not cause epileptic seizures. The Triforce podcast, of course.
Speak for yourself.
I am your host, Matthew Bucarell, the Mat Man. And to my left is Christopher Bristow, the old man. Our omnipotent presence that is Stephen Bucarell, big brother. And wandering around here is our mascot, hero of time, Link Diablo.
Only a foot tall, so you're not going to see him.
Yeah. But of course, we join here because tonight, Jane's got a hammer, bolstering DC games, Sega aims at the AAA fences, and so much more on the Triforce podcast. But we want you to hop on over to pjandwh.com, where I will soon be updating our website to include all of our podcasts. But you can hit that Spotify button, and you're going to find all of the latest podcasts, as well as supporting our podcast, listening to the Our Iron Kelly Chronicles.
Yes.
Special interview with David Wiscavage.
A special thank you to ACPW for facilitating
Yes.
that. Much love. We appreciate you.
Special thanks to Chris, Mark, Dave, and Kelly for all doing that. Got that up on the Spotify for your listening pleasure.
And Falcon Roy. Let's not forget Falcon Roy.
We can never forget Falcon Roy. He was instrumental in
With a Falcon punch.
He was instrumental in creating the Triforce podcast.
Sure. Whatever.
He comes out at least once a week.
Whether he likes
Hashtag
to or not.
Projangers projanging.
Exactly. You can click on that second little tabbo there and find Wild Janger Gaming. You'll find Big Brother and myself streaming Sunday to Friday. I'm going through the Old Republic. I was not about to kill the Emperor, but I am in Chapter Arc 3 of the Old Republic. We're on a new planet, doing a lot of good for who we can, because we're a Jedi, of course. But still really impressed. Graphics and just that where you can see the multiplayer aspect of where you can see that character online pop into your line of view. You're like,
It's pretty cool.
oh, he was actually, I could see him all the way down there, then speeder biking past me. You know, having that extra, like, oh, wow, this is great. Having that extra field depth is nice.
Connor, breaking news, Connor beat Cuphead.
Okay.
So now he's trying to beat some of the bosses on expert mode because they don't, because Cuphead and the developers in their infinite wisdom didn't give you the 100% when you beat it on normal. They gave you the 99%. So you have to go back and beat it on every boss on expert.
Every single person.
He's almost done World 1 on expert.
Every single person watching this podcast right now knows that is your son. No test needed. If he is going through a game on expert mode, just because he didn't
What's
get
the blood test say, sir?
100%, Bristow. That's what it says, because he needed to 100% Cuphead. That's not like, oh, let me go ahead and play Grand Theft Auto main storyline with no side missions.
When it comes to almost 6-year-old Connor, you are a masochist.
Indeed. But Big Brother going through Elden Ring.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Your samurai, your teenage
ninja
samurai.
I got the Ninja Turtles shell. Maybe I'll pull that guy out tomorrow.
You having fun with it now?
Yeah,
he showed me yesterday. He was like, look. I was like,
God
Ninja
damn.
Turtle. That is
Yeah,
a fucking Ninja Turtle right there.
And it's a useful shield as well, so you can take it off as a shield for those annoying.
And then you had
birds.
that weird god head when I popped in.
Oh yeah, I have another mage I started. He is level 40 something.
Oh wow.
He's only a level 40. He has a.
What's your samurai up to?
They're all around 40.
Okay.
Yeah, I play to a point where I'm frustrated, then I switch.
Oh, you switch characters. I just been
Because
playing
I
the one
just
character,
can't-
but I'm
I
only
can't
like
sometimes.
48. But I started with the level 1 character,
Yeah.
the base character.
Okay.
Not bad for base character.
And you know what? On my vacation, I did hop back into the Fallen Order
Okay.
up until I got frustrated.
Yeah, it's called that's how old people play games.
I got so fucking angry at one point where Link's like, "Hey man, maybe you should stop. Just calling a spade a spade." I'm like, you know what? You're fucking right.
It's the world of balance, not the world of ruin. Come on now.
It's the world of that controller ain't gonna work no more.
So, if you want to see all the frustration and content, make sure to pop on over to Walljagger Gaming.
It's the
Sunday
world
to
of
Friday.
I don't want to spend another $60 on the controller.
Yeah, man. Contact the team, but we also want to contact this first story because the Jurassic League imagines the Justice League as dinosaurs. Oh yeah, that's right.
Where have you been all my life?
You know what I mean?
What the hell is this one?
It's supposed to be Superman, but I can't
No,
see.
what dinosaur are we going for here? Is he a dolphin?
Look at his look.
A muscle-bound dolphin with 5 fingers.
I mean,
and opposable
that's-
thumbs.
All right, I get I get what him.
That's Wonder
How many
Woman.
fingers
He's
is it?
Batman.
Maybe he's King Shark morphed with Batman. I mean, morphed with Superman.
But
I
like,
don't know. Scroll down. Is there another one?
I
on
don't
this,
I
or
don't
is it
know
just
what
this one?
if there's a 8-year-old out there who knows dinosaurs. You want to tell us what one that one is based on? Immaculia Peliodon, Evangelia Liculiodon.
Licaliosaurus.
Yeah, don't forget the Clidiatorisodon.
Clodiatorisodon.
Yeah, the Clidiatorisodon. Yeah, it's just like that bar down the road.
You know what? Most people haven't discovered it. Most people haven't discovered it, and they don't even actually believe it exists.
Like this guy looks cool.
Wonder Woman? Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
Or
I'm
her,
assuming like
whatever.
a fucking roided out
I didn't even
stegosaurus is
notice
what they're
it
going
was,
for there.
Wonder Woman.
I don't know. Obviously Batman going for like a Tyrannosaurus
Triceratops.
Rex. And I don't know what the fuck Superman's supposed to
Or
be.
an Allosaur because he's got large arms. Tyrannosaurus had them little.
Yeah, the little teeny tiny arm. Batman can't have teeny
Scratch my
tiny
nose.
arms.
I can't reach my nose.
Yeah,
Arms.
big ass chickens.
He wouldn't be able to get his utility belt.
But someone write the show and tell me what the hell dinosaur that is.
So dinosaurs roam the earth. Let me see if there's anything important here. The Jurassic League, a 6-issue limited series, some incredible artwork, and a wild take on
Hang
characters.
on, I fell
Lisa
on my
Noel.
keys.
So Daniel Warren, Joseph, and Juan Gideon will co-write the Jurassic League, which will hit shelves May 10th. So check out the fun description of the comic. You know the story. An infant escapes the destruction of its home planet and is deposited on Earth to be raised by a human parent. Goddess from the lost city defends truth. A theropod dons a vestige of a bat. Oh, so it's a theropod. I don't know what the fuck that is, but that's what it is.
of a bat to strike fear and evildoers.
Yes. Hearts. And the heroic trinity, alongside the league of their own superpowered dinosaurs, join forces to save prehistoric Earth from a sinister machinations of Darkseid.
They didn't tell us what Superman was.
Wait, what? Okay, maybe you don't know the story. So join us and bear witness
never
to the
heard of
brand new, yet older than time adventure.
Super who?
The Jurassic Jurassic League.
Yes, but it just goes.
With a
Yeah.
dolphin Superman for some reason. I don't know what they got going on there.
Trying to make Aquaman useful. Merging him with Superman was the best bet.
That was the only bet.
That's how
I think-
contract
I
negotiations
think we're good on the
went. They
next
went
on the
that
story.
well.
So, in the next story, it may actually be a little bit demonistic. More so than that one. Because the new Demon Slayer Season 3 trailer.
That's totally not
You
what I thought.
and Emma are just into the show.
I love Demon Slayer, but they revealed this stash tomorrow because I'm only down to one. But
Go
yeah.
to Plaza Azteca in Longwood.
I keep chimichangas in the freezer at work.
With chili con queso drizzled on top. It's great.
I don't think. Well, I could probably keep them chili con queso, but that's going to get really messy.
All right, on to the story.
But
This was Food Minute.
Want me to go back? so
we'll
you
have
can
another
edit?
food minute later on.
Now it's because of the video. You have to keep it in.
Yeah, but no, the final
Demon
arc.
Slayer really reminds us of food.
Chimichangas, apparently.
Chimichangas.
That chimichangas, swords, and
Burritos.
So these characters play a more essential part in the upcoming Swordsmith Village arc. Finally, the trailer ends with Tanjiro pulling out his sword, Giggity, ready to fight. That isn't exactly a new thread in Demon Slayer. He's always whipping out his sword and flinging it all around.
Don't call it a Tampico.
But something else you're going to want to call is the power of the gods for this next story, and that's
Tenderize
multiple
forward.
gods.
still haven't fixed the freaking.
Double click on it. There you go. So,
All right, I feel so much better now.
I
You
do
should
too.
keep that in because otherwise we acknowledge
Just copy it and put
That
it in
we love the
multiple
next story.
locations. This way you can just unsee it.
I got to tell you, this next story you will love. Because Thor Love and Thunder teaser trailer puts Mjolnir in the hands of Jane.
I got a little.
Jane says.
I love that in the beginning, to where they acknowledged the classic Thor costume.
Yep.
And then they have the original one. Thor says here, like, these hands are once, made for battling, but, I don't know. I'm just going to meditate on top of a mountain by a tree. I'm paraphrasing. But he's searching for meaning in his life. And that's what we're getting from this trailer. He's, whipping the chains around, man. He's getting fucking swole.
Doesn't he look like Terry Bogard from Fatal Fury?
But it's like, you see him here, he's questioning himself. And you see the Guardians of the Galaxy, they are going to be in it. Thor's fucking goats, Tooth Gnasher, and
Goats.
yeah, his flying goats. It's Tooth.
Okay.
Hang on, I think it's in the story I have here. It's Tooth Gnasher and hold please. No, I didn't add in there.
I didn't know he had flying goats.
It's Tooth Gnasher and Tooth Smasher or some shit like that. But he has two flying goats that pull his, his ship through the sky. You have essentially this is just another Taika Waititi film. Okay.
Yep.
It's right along the same vein.
Keep playing.
Oh yeah. It's along the same vein of Thor Ragnarok. And then here we see the mighty Thor, Jane Foster, coming July 2020. That is
2022.
2022.
we don't wanna go
It
back
didn't
to
come back in
2020.
time. No, we don't want to go back there.
This isn't Huey Lewis in the news. It's not back in time.
Time. But
It's heavy.
You did the last two notes. I know you did. It's an interactive show on many levels.
I love the look of the mighty Thor, Jane Foster, in this. It's ripped straight out of the comic. Besides, instead of blonde hair, you just have Natalie Portman's, dirty brown. Dirty brown hair. I meant to make that sound dirty. But the dirty brown hair of mighty Thor. I'll leave that to you, Pornhub. But
This isn't the movie I downloaded.
the one bit in this trailer was you see Thor and Krog on like a little mountain, and then you see like this big monster mountain of a monster demon. It's right around back up a little bit. It was right in the back end, Giggity. Up bit more past the eye scene. That was nice. He's like, whenever you feel lost, look into the eyes of the ones you love. And he's like,
Right there.
yeah. Here. Start there. There you go. That's Zeus. Russell Crowe, Zeus. And then here we see right there. This scene is ripped right out of the comic page. But along the lines of the feeling of this trailer is I think what a lot of nerds are speculating is that they're setting up Gore the God Butcher from the comics, because in the comics, he was a character, he would go back throughout his life in battle.
Okay.
So having that as the main plot of him,
I have to get reacclimated with that storyline.
After Endgame, saying,
you have it?
I have to have this, I have to have this set.
Is it on Comixology?
Some. I mean, that changes out. That's like saying, oh, is this on, is this movie on Netflix? Like, I don't know, maybe still.
Get him, Link.
No, there's someone having fun somewhere.
But with Gore the God Butcher, it's like an ongoing battle that he keeps coming back to. So now, after Endgame, him saying in this trailer, like, oh, these hands used to be for battling, he's questioning himself because he knows this ultimate battle with this dude he has not been able to beat is here. But also in one of the Olympus scenes, we see Valkyrie. Oh, his friend's outside. We see Valkyrie. We see 2 Thor capes.
Okay.
And Korg. So it's probably Thor, Mighty Thor, Jane Foster on Olympus, and they're going to get like Greek gods to help him, beat the God Butcher.
And Falcon Roy.
He's got to be on Olympus.
Where else would he be?
But in the
sipping
comics,
his gin and juice.
In the comics, this Beast Mountain, I forget what it is, but the name of the monster. But this was one of the monsters that like Thor that Thor actually like respected. So knowing Thor saying like, "Damn, this dude was badass."
Yo, playa.
Oh, fellas.
How are you, sir? Matthew Kennedy, the washed god.
Headed home after a 15-hour workday. I'm exhausted.
Well, we're talking Thor, Love and Thunder. Have you seen the trailer, sir?
I have seen a trailer.
What do you think?
Gore the God Butcher, Jane Foster, and all.
I'm not. I don't know. Okay, so I'm hype about that they brought her in, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know how I feel about the whole like him getting back to himself, and I don't need all that story. I just want.
He just wants that.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. When you get like, if you have Gore the God Butcher and they have like, they allude to like, it could be like a little phase of like, oh, I've been fighting him throughout my years. And you see Thor running to fight Gore all these times. And just because Thor's always loved battle. And having that being like, this ultimate enemy he's never been able to beat. And now, of course, like Ragnarok, I'm going to get my friends. We're all going to beat you.
Right.
He's having this midlife crisis. That's what this is. This is Thor's midlife crisis. That's
Is it a
what Love and
midlife
Thunder
crisis or a mid-love crisis?
Well, I guess it depends on.
Don't you be over there trying to play with words.
But ultimately,
That's why we love you there, sir.
Especially having the Guardians of the Galaxy in this. And I was looking on Screen Rant because they always go through these trailers and episodes of Marvel and they compare to like comic lore.
Yep.
They noticed, one, the Guardians themselves have some upgrades to where Drax has like a silver gauntlet.
Okay.
Mantis has like some jewelry in between her antennae to where they think maybe that's
yes, I did see that.
improving her
Zapping.
abilities.
Amplification of her powers.
Yeah. And then you see Groot, like, tall as fuck, still kind of like, I don't know. He's not like, he's probably like a 20-year-old, maybe like 18, 20-year-old.
Like his 20s right now.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, but
Yeah.
he's been on record by saying, I am Groot.
All I want is a fucking scene with Groot and Thor getting fucking smashed. They're sitting
I
there
am Groot.
throwing back pints. Heimdall's in the background. Chug, 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 chug. Maybe not.
No, I'm definitely gonna go see it.
Yeah.
I haven't been super hyped to see like a lot of Marvel movies lately. I kind of feel like they kind of just been throwing a lot of stuff together, especially with COVID and everything happening. I feel like the movies, like, I haven't seen Morbius yet, but from what I heard,
That's
it was
Spummick.
trash. And I just feel like as many times as you pushed it back, it should have been nothing but phenomenal. You know what I mean?
Well, that's Spummick. That's not Disney.
Leaves a nasty taste in your mouth.
That's the Sony network. They call Spummick the Spummick universe.
They have a pill for that, by the way.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
causes
but no guy's gonna take it.
it causes minor irritation, rash, and anal bleeding. But
Can cause death.
it does take care of that. But the point is that I fucking lost my point there. Spummick. That's right. Spummick. Sony's universe. Sony seems to be highlighting the villains. And the problem with the villains is that when you can't have a fucking 90 to 2 hour movie on a villain. The Joker was a fucking solo case. He's been around since the fucking 20s. There's
Okay,
a
here's my
lot
thing.
there.
I think you can have a 2-hour movie on a villain. The problem is you're talking about a villain. So that movie instantly has to be rated R.
Yeah.
I need to see everything dark and sinister that they're doing. I don't want nothing watered down.
Well, that was my problem with Venom 2. There
Yeah,
was
yeah,
no
Venom 2
carnage. It
Yo,
was
right.
maybe, what is that? Public indecency at best?
Yeah.
It was like maybe
that.
Maybe causing a minor public disturbance. But even that was mainly, in a church. So nobody was really hurt. Only cultists. But
I mean, they did, like, I was mad when they brought Venom out and everybody thought it was going to be rated R. Then all of a sudden it got the PG-13 rating. I was like, fuck, how are they going to fix this?
Yeah.
And then the first Venom wasn't that bad. It was like, it was enjoyable,
yeah.
right? Then they bring in Woody Harrelson.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, yo, is he playing Venom? And then they allude to he's playing Venom. You're like, this shit's about to be
Carnage,
phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Carnage. Right?
Yep.
I'm like, yo, okay, they got Woody, they got him playing Carnage. I'm like, this shit's about to be phenomenal.
Yeah, you were hoping
And then it
that
was
you were getting
literally-
Woody Harrelson from Natural Born Killers, Woody Harrelson.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And we got Woody Harrelson from Zombie.
Kingpin.
Woody
Like-
Harrelson from Kingpin.
Here's my wooden hand.
Trojan
was
man.
It's horrible. I'm like, why? Me and my daughter, like, yo, and we both were pissed because that was my daughter's thing. Like, we saw Venom in theaters, so she was like,
Mm-hmm.
you can't see Carnage without me, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, cool. So we waited till we were together. Like, it was this whole planned, long, drawn-out thing, and we both got it to the end of the movie. It was like, both looked at each other and was like, what the fuck was that?
But one thing that I love No Way Home. And we're getting Doctor Strange.
Oh, phenomenal.
That's the next movie, Marvel, I will say. I'm not counting Sony. That's an alternate universe that I am allowed to ignore. I'm focusing
Like
on
X-Men.
main continuity. Exactly. Like the fucking second Fantastic Four movie. The
So
second
anything pre-sale.
Exactly.
Pre-sale.
Pre-Disney sale, go fuck yourself. But the actual Disney MCU, you look at Moon Knight, fantastic show. Hawkeye was
Moon Knight
fantastic.
is amazing. I thoroughly enjoy that show. Thoroughly enjoy it.
Fantastic show.
Fantastic.
I
Yeah.
feel
Thumbs
that with the Sony universe, if you're going to do a villain, if you're going to highlight the villains, you have to do that through a TV series and then make the ensemble the fucking movie.
Well, here's the thing. I think they put too much of an emphasis with Morbius to where he wasn't like the Lizard. He wasn't Mysterio. Morbius was, he was like what, a B
He was
villain?
like that.
Maybe?
Yeah, he was like a B villain.
he wasn't
Like,
a
he came
main
about,
guy.
we were like, Oh, wow.
Yeah, he
got
was
all
in the
these
cartoon
crazy
series for a
powers.
cup of coffee. That was it.
Right. And then you were like, okay. Because you didn't really care nothing
That's
about him.
nice.
I mean, he really wasn't focused in the comics. I mean, he was, I think, in a couple of a little run of Midnight Suns, but not really big. Joker, across the DC universe, you will find Joker. Doesn't matter the fucking hero. Joker will pop up
Right.
in different
And
things.
it doesn't matter what
That's
iteration
why.
of Joker that you get, you still get an amazing backstory for that version of Joker.
Oh, remind you, I got to give you the 3 Jokers to read.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
That,
Yeah, thank you.
I finally got the chance to read 3 Jokers, the comic line, because I bought it. It is fantastic. But that is the kind of thing to where they had a comic of 3 of the same guy, and each one was different. That is what adds that layer to it, to where Morbius, it's a fucking vampire. Honestly, if we're boiling it down,
Right.
it's a vampire. A guy who made himself a vampire because he was tired of his terminal illness. I can't
Right.
really blame him, but you're still a vampire. And that's pretty much it, you know? I mean, I'd be surprised if we don't see him in, like, some fashion interacting with Blade, but besides that, you know, it's not really worth it. One thing that is worth it is this next story, because rumored plot details from J.J. Abrams' Constantine series is revealed. A new rumor reveals plot points from the upcoming Constantine series for HBO Max from J.J. Abrams and Bad Robot. There are many DC projects in development, but one that is flying under the radar a little bit is the planned Constantine reboot from J.J. Abrams. After his production company Bad Robot committed to Warner Brothers, Guy Bolton is attached to write and direct the upcoming reboot. Details surrounding Abrams' Constantine for the HBO Max have been under wraps following its announcement a year ago, but Murphy's Multiverse has shared that DC TV series will feature body horror, supernatural, and urban action in the streets of London. The studio
London, you sound like you're from London.
You sound like you're from London.
Watching off British TV, you can pick on the accent.
The studio is also looking for a character named Akira. Not that one with the bike. That's an anime.
That's Akira, A-K-I-R-A.
I like my version better.
Accurate.
A 10-year-old Cambodian girl to be the heart of the story. Akira's grandfather, Pitch, will also play a role in the J.J. Abrams series, and John Constantine's encounter with the young girl will kickstart the pilot, or the plot. The site speculates that Akira might be Astra Lounge from the comics.
I enjoyed the Constantine that was actually on the Arrowverse.
And I think this is called Project Chimney, and they're assuming it's like young Constantine, not like the older, more grizzled Constantine that
Okay.
we've seen in previous iterations, which I do like.
Not the one that's kicking a drug habit.
No, you get the fucking Constantine who right before the heroin. It's before he chases the dragon, man.
It's always a chase.
I like the Constantine animated show that was on, I think, WBCW.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and then it just ended. I think they did a really good job on it.
Constantine hasn't been a character that they've actually really focused on, even though even Keanu Reeves has said, I will play that character again.
Yeah, he was good.
Could you imagine?
Yeah,
if they-
That was a bomb-ass movie. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was great. Yeah, it was great. I wanted more,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and it was gone. Then there was no more. Like
Like
I
a
feel like I
fart
should
in the
stop
wind.
wanting stuff because then I don't get it, you know. But then when I don't want it, they just
Circa 2005, we
coming out
missed
with
you.
Yeah, I know, right? But it's one of those things that you want this character to get legs, Green Lantern, but nobody will give him any kind of time of day, Green Lantern. You know, instead, they'll give you Blue Beetle. They'll give you Booster Gold. Bro, I'm not asking for that. Give me Constantine, Green Lantern, Zatanna, Dr. Fate. Give me the fucking Justice Society of America. Give me some deep lore.
A Kite Man movie.
But one move that I think is smart. David Salazar is looking for a Kevin Feige-like headrunner for DC going forward. Discovery is not fucking around.
No.
They think that they've put Superman and Batman and all that off to the waysides, so they want a head man to helm
You have
their
to
shit.
build the fucking lore. There's like
They already have it.
So you
They
have
need to execute properly. They already have enough lore that you can tie in and make an amazing universe with what they have, especially
the
with Michael
difference
Keaton
between-
tied.
The difference between everyone that DC has had versus Kevin Feige. Feige was a fan before he took the fucking job.
Abrams. What is wrong with Abrams? Abrams a DC fan. Abrams and his son.
Man, it keeps on fading.
Abrams and
There you
his
go.
son go and make a fucking Spider-Man comic together. They're nerds. They are fans of the culture and all of that. So why not Abrams? Abrams,
Feige has a blank check to just print money. That's what it is.
and that's
He
why they
has
need
the
him
trust
and that,
of the
in that
studios.
pot. They need him in that spot because when Abrams got this original deal with Warner Brothers, we all thought Abrams is going to correct this ship. And for some things, he has. He has corrected minor things in this that it is a better company than where he started. It's not exactly, I would say, where we wanted them to be when Discovery took over the reins.
Yep.
But I'd say that with Discovery and David Salazar saying, no. I want a nerd who loves this fandom to take the reins and not only take over film, but also games and everything DC, like Feige does.
There's an old episode. There's like an old interview with Abrams and Mark Hamill that sits out there that says like, you know, they know that Abrams was a fan. And, you know, I don't know if I'm quoting this exactly accurate, but Hamill alluded to, you know, wanting to see what Abrams could bring to back then what was Star Wars. I think this interview was like 2002, like right after Clone Wars came out.
Okay.
So, Hamill still has gone on record. He was still a fan of the prequel trilogy, you know, beforehand. But that's the thing is like you have these studios that have like, you know, I want what Kevin Feige does is like, but they don't want to relinquish the power to give that person creative
That
control.
is where I've put faith in the new management in Discovery Warner Brothers because it's an evenly mixed match of we have three, like I think it's like the board's like six, right?
I think Matt just saved a bunch of money on his car insurance because I see he's opening his mail.
He just switched to Geico. So
Time, just got home. Time to be an adult for a minute.
so with David Salazar, the board, you got three people from original Borg. WB, the board, not the Borg. Oh. Close though. And then you have
Resistance is plus.
and then you have another three that was from Discovery. So you have an even mix on the board saying, no, this is where we need to go. And then David Salazar, CEO, he seems to be a person who wants to capitalize on this superhero narrative, but he doesn't want to regurgitate what we've already seen. That's where I have hope. He wants to put the right man in charge to make sure all these projects go the right course to where they can capitalize and make the most money by appeasing the fans.
You can do that because you have different, you have different threads and multiverses that you have. You have your comic, your comic thread. Mm-hmm. You have your CW TV series thread. And if you're going to have like a whole colossal multiversal event where there's different scenarios and it's just colliding of Earths, that's the easiest way to do it, and just play the long game like what Marvel originally did before, like pre-Disney sale. They already had this mapped out.
Right.
I mean, the real thing that Warner Brothers Discovery needs to determine is what the fuck they're doing with Ezra Miller.
I think he's going to be out.
For 10 to 12. Maybe sooner, based on good behavior.
I mean, he got arrested again.
2.5 years.
And then I looked into...
Ezra Miller got arrested again for
second-degree assault.
Yeah, he's not going to be the Flash.
Oh, he'll be.
He didn't want
he'll
to be
he'll be in prison in a flash.
But
It's
then
probably best.
I looked
And
at the...
Barry, you cannot change. You cannot go back in time.
There's no flashpoint here, man. But here's the thing that
And to think,
he had the incident a couple of years
the
ago.
irony behind this is that he started in a show called Royal Pains. He is now a royal pain in the ass.
But here's the thing, is that like a year or two ago, he had that incident with a fan. Like, is this what you want?
Yeah, that was when he was promoting.
and he was choking the woman, right?
Yeah, that he was.
Let's hop back now to a month ago where I read the article that I shared. He hopped through a Hawaiian resident's window, through their bedroom window, and threatened to burn down their house. Then apparently on the way out, stole the husband's passport and wallet.
You think he's going to go to jail this time?
Hold on.
That was on
What?
this.
Yo,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
is wrong? Can we just say what the hell is going on with these celebrities?
I don't know, man. Barry Keoghan, the fucking
I don't
Druid.
ask questions when the
I
answer
mean,
is
I
what the fuck, man.
understand.
Barry Keoghan,
And-
Druid, and Joker from the Batman. He got arrested for public intoxication in Ireland.
Well, first off,
That's impressive.
I don't fault nobody for getting arrested for being drunk in public.
In Ireland.
I mean, hey, man,
I feel like
I can't.
I mean, if you're getting arrested for public
What's the legal limit?
intoxication in Ireland,
What's the
that's a
legal
fucking
limit?
badge of honor.
Yeah, I'm about to say you are fucking smashed at that point. Like,
When even the police are like, ho, 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 matey, you got to go home
right,
now.
right.
It's like in the W days when he was in the, what was it, the 70s? He was pulled over for drunk driving.
Your blood alcohol levels are 3. You can still fucking walk. Corral, damn it.
Well, you want to hear a fun fact?
Yeah,
You know,
sure.
back in the day, all the cars that came with the crease in the hood. You know, the older cars that got creases in the hood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were actually that was actually to help you get home safely if you got drunk. If you kept that.
It's because
If you kept the crease in the middle of the car, if you kept the crease in the middle of the road, you were fine driving.
Crease in between the fences. I'm making it home.
Yup.
That's a podcast title, too.
Something else that's a title is the next story, obviously. But Ted prequel TV show brings back Seth MacFarlane to voice the teddy bear.
This is an amazing. The movies were just popcorn movies, and they were just like, they were great for what they were.
A pot-smoking, alcohol-drinking teddy bear is probably the most family-friendly idea I think I've ever heard. And if you don't
First
believe
off-
that, you're a Nazi.
Yes. No, Ted was great.
Probably not
Ted was
Nazi.
awesome because it didn't try to be anything that it wasn't. That's why.
This was along the lines of like Conqueror's
Literally.
Bad Fur Day.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
like
Seth
you
MacFarlane.
literally read a description and that was the movie.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like certain movies like Ted, what was the one with the fucking alien? Paul,
Yeah.
fucking,
Paul, yeah.
you know, the
Flash Gordon.
How about the fucking one that released on YouTube, if people will remember? The fucking interview with James Franco and Seth fucking Rogen, where
No,
they
that
interviewed
released-
Paul
First
Young.
off, the interview.
That released
It's
on
an
Netflix
amazing
because Sony
fucking
dropped
movie.
it.
That's what it was. It was Netflix. It dropped on Netflix.
And that was 2014 because Korea
Wait, they
was
never
like
went to
North
DVD?
Korea was getting mad that the movie was was about him.
Was right, basically making fun of them.
Yep, and that was 2014. I remember that.
I gotta tell you, that was
Oh,
the
wow.
first time I heard Katy Perry's Wrecking Ball. And
No, fireworks.
Fireworks. That's what it was.
Because now, when you think of that song,
Yay, fireworks!
because baby, you're a fire. You know, and then you see him like shitting
that
in the
one,
interview.
Baby, you're a fine. Yup. I literally just equate that song to
Kim-
working at a bar.
Kim Jong Un just shit himself.
So Seth MacFarlane is back to voice the titular role of the teddy bear, the backbone
How about that
of the
Eminem
peacock.
interview in the beginning of that, where he said he was gay?
But the Peacock, they're struggling here. Like, what do they have? Even Paramount, Big Brother and I, we're going through Star Trek. That's all you really need for Paramount. And then on top of that, Halo is a fucking glory of a fucking show.
That's another show I have to watch.
It's fantastic.
So my first roll through of the Paramount Plus was all the Comedy Central roasts. I wanted to watch them all again.
Okay.
Because
I'm glad to know that they're. Oh yeah, Comedy Central. That's right.
Yeah, Comedy Central's on Paramount Plus.
Yeah. And then Yellowstone's on there for the new season that gets streamed on there.
But what is Peacock? What does NBC have?
WWE Network.
Punky Brewster.
Bel Air. I'm not gonna lie, Bel Air was fucking phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, now it's getting shit on with the whole Will Smith thing.
Yeah, but Bel Air was phenomenal.
What's your? Let me get your black opinionated podcast take on the Will Smith Chris Rock.
It's the Bop Take. Bop Takes.
So my take on the whole Emmy smack. First off, I completely blame Jada Pinkett for what happened, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because one, you have a black man in a high position. He's already been mentally damaged. Nothing was happening before you came out and told the world you were sleeping with a younger man and how he banged your back out better in bed than your own fucking husband. Then proceed to bring this man on a fucking national fucking platform and still continue to demoralize him. Time has gone down. People have still been talking about it. It has nothing that has been fucking settled, right? Now, bitch, you have been bald damn near since the fucking 90s. Whether it was your choice or disease, you have been bald damn near since. I think the last movie you had motherfucking heroin was Jason's Lair or fucking
The Matrix.
The Matrix.
That was the Matrix.
Because I'm pretty sure in the last one she was bald. But they didn't even put a wig on her. Okay, so now Chris Rock cracks a joke. Boom! You are at a public event.
It wasn't even
by
that
a comedian.
It wasn't even that like shocking of a joke.
No, it wasn't.
Right? No, it wasn't like
it was mild.
It was just like It was just like haha, kind of funny, real quick. Right now, this is why I say I blame Jada, because first off, as black men in America, we're already fucking targeted. Everything we do is already looked upon underneath a fine-tooth fucking microscope. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's already, everything's already being, or everything we do is already elevated because of the fact we're black. If I raise my voice, I'm instantly hostile. Not I'm yelling, he's hostile. I'm already elevated.
Mm-hmm.
So, in that moment in time, regardless of how Jada felt about it or how Will felt about it, Will obviously was mad. After looking at his wife, who I think, she, that whole...
there are clips out there in the back that's...
Winter Soldier activation happened.
That was
you know what I'm saying?
That was
Holy Spirit, activate. Activate.
Right. Holy Spirit, activate. Right.
My favorite one.
And then he gets up. But now, let's say, right, playing devil's advocate, Will got up on his own accord because he was genuinely fucking mad.
Mm-hmm.
I would want my spouse to stop me from making a bad fucking decision
on the national stage.
I am that mad.
In the age of the internet,
stage, right? In the restaurant, anywhere that could potentially damage me. I would hope that if I ever got that mad, that my significant other would have enough sense. She didn't even have to say nothing to him. She could have literally just grabbed his arm.
Yeah,
could have just grabbed his hand, and say it's all right.
And for that
it's
split
okay.
second,
Hey,
right, he would have broke away from. He would have broke away from fucking seeing red, and she would have been the focus.
Now, this is what I gotta say.
Might I suggest marriage counseling?
This is what I gotta say.
Man.
This is like you hit the nail on the head right with this issue. It's like toxic people just have a way of gripping their claws into good people and latching on and just being a succumbus to that effect.
Yeah, but you haven't left yet. Oh, you weren't talking
people
about
all the time. Because people were saying, "Oh, well, you wouldn't protect your wife." I said, first of all, that had nothing to do about protecting his wife. That had nothing to do with protecting her.
Well,
people's egos got.
What did you need protecting from? Being compared to a strong, independent woman in the fucking military? Heaven forbid.
I'm not going to be. I'm not going to. Right, and that's what everybody said. Yo, G.I. Jane was a fucking badass.
And it was an awesome movie.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind
just-
seeing a second
I just
one.
don't understand like why, because I'm sure you saw all the clips that were happening like from people. Like she got offended, said something to him, and he walked up. You saw some of those clips, and originally, you know, like
Originally,
Will was
laughing at the joke.
Will was laughing because he thought it was innocent, and it was only
And then
until
everybody-
then.
And then, right.
It
and
was
then
only till
everybody
then that he got
finds Jada.
that he
And
he
approved
decided to,
Samantha.
you know, go. Whether this has to do with, and I really feel bad for Will Smith.
whether
My
the guy's
advice to Will
overboard-
Smith, like, you know, not that I'm a whole like an A+ on marriage, because I'm not.
Or a
But-
hoe.
No, but I felt like,
that
honestly,
depending.
if he could have even walked up there
He
and
could
just literally whispered in Chris Rock's ear. I feel like that would have held more merit than him slapping him.
right. It would have, and he's getting
Because then I would have been, because I would literally have been sitting there like, what the fuck did Will Smith say to Chris Rock, yo?
because that would have been further like the not knowing for the outside world to see.
Yeah, but then again, going on,
Right, and then
walking
I feel like
up.
it would have panned out like this, like, yo, what the fuck did Will Smith say to Chris Rock? And then somebody would have said, that's why that nigga won that Emmy. Like, it would have probably transpired
But
into
that-
him fucking.
But here's the thing. You can't just walk up on stage in the middle of a production like Kanye and then just go,
Yeah, you could, because they would
and
have
then
given
walk
that clap.
away.
Yeah, I would have took that way better.
I mean, it would
I
have
think
been.
everybody would have took.
He wouldn't have
it
been
would've been-
banned from the fucking Oscars for 10 years. I'll put it that way. It would have been like, damn, what's wrong with him? He's fucking
getting
weird.
far worse treatment than people have done that have done far worse. Like, yes, I understand.
No, I feel
understand
like,
it's
I feel like
assault.
Will Smith is-
I understand it's on the world stage, but there are so many other things that were far worse that deserve.
Yo, I'm not
to
going to
be
lie.
removed.
I feel like they, and I'm going to say this. This is the Black Opinionated Podcast. We do not share the views of Per Jagger and Wall Hangers.
We got a disclaimer. Yes.
I feel like I need to make this disclaimer real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
This
I'm
is
glad
my
you said
opinion.
that disclaimer because I think after listening to Chris Rock's stand-up comedy, I'm pretty sure that motherfucker can handle a slap. All right? If his childhood is anything that I've understood, he's gotten slapped once or
Yeah,
twice
man.
before. He's fine.
I mean,
Yeah,
everybody
apparently he
does
was,
hate
like,
Chris.
Super bully.
You know what I mean? Like, they all made a show about everybody hating Chris, so he's been slapped. I guarantee you.
Oh yeah, probably multiple times.
So he's fine.
The only thing I know
I'm not gonna
is
lie. That's probably why he took it so well.
yeah. The only thing I know is that we're not going to see Madagascar 4.
Oh,
Capping that dead horse off at the knees, are you?
Yes, I am.
It's not an A+ idea.
he didn't cap it off at the knees. He took it out back and blew his head off. That was.
Yep. Yep.
I feel like I've been looking at. I feel like there's certain things as an adult now that I look forward to because I have to enjoy the small things in life. And sometimes those are older movies that I grew up on. Like if Toy Story came out with another movie, I'd be the first in fucking line.
Yeah.
Yep.
It would be an A+ idea, dare I say. Like our ad segment, because Ayla the boy, my good friend, is part of this company who, if you go back to that last picture there, they are officially an LLC. A+.
Way to go!
A+ Catering and Events LLC. You can book them now. Go to
There's no pictures of food. Oh, there's-
facebook.com/APLUS Tri-State. And you could book them for your next catering or event need in the Pennsylvania,
Tri-state area.
New Jersey,
Tri-state
or Delaware area.
Yeah, Russ.
Have you tried any of Ayla's cooking? Matt.
Who's this?
Ayla the boy?
No, I have not.
Amazing. Amazing food. We show the food on the podcast here every
it looks
single
so good.
fucking week.
It does, doesn't it?
Keep scrolling through this beautiful bean footage because I will tell you right now, I have been to the country of Jersey to see her food, chops.
Country, Jersey is his own fucking country. I'm not gonna hold you.
Exactly.
Like America.
Exactly.
Jersey's like the only state that I hate worse than Jersey is fucking New York.
I'll allow it.
And that's only because I got to drive through it. If I didn't have to drive to New York, New York would be awesome.
Side
New
note:
York would be awesome if I didn't have to go there.
New York's amazing because I've never been there. Yeah. It looks great from afar.
No. New York is fun as fuck. Like when you can go there on like leisure and shit. New York is fun as fuck. It's a great city.
Yeah, it
But
is.
taking a tractor through that bitch.
I visit New York on Microsoft Flight Simulator. It is amazing.
When you got to play traffic simulator in New York, it's not that good.
I'm gonna need you to get out a little bit more.
That's anxiety
And
inducing.
it's really not that far. It's only 2.5 hours up the road.
I got to tell you, we have some of the best ad segments.
We
with
do.
Plus.
We do.
We really do.
Code word justice.
But if you book them for your next catering event, I guarantee you, your coworkers will be walking up to you and saying, "Hey, did you book these guys? This is delicious." The state of New Jersey recognized it, and you should too. So hop on over to facebook.com/APLUS Tri-State today and enter keyword justice, and they will look at you just as confused as we are.
With 0% off.
Yeah, 0% off now.
See stores where
But
prohibited.
0%
I like those
added.
deals.
0% added on this next story because we were talking about this a little bit earlier.
Yep.
The Warner Brothers discovery, or Warner Bros. Discovery, if you will.
Come on.
They're reportedly looking to bolster DC game output as well as their film output. So one of the first revisions with the regard to the output of certain DC-related projects, such as its theatrical films, as reported by Variety, Salazar is looking to overhaul the DC films with a new leader. With the report stating that it is looking to build a new cinematic universe in hopes of revitalizing certain characters, such as Superman. This report states that the figurehead position will be overlooking this expanded universe, similar to Marvel's Kevin Feige. Moreover, this overhaul won't just be limited to media film, but also video games as well. According to the same report from Variety, DC has seen big success with streaming content inspired by theatrical films, with Peacemaker spinning off of the Suicide Squad being a notable
Peacemaker was
example.
awesome.
I'm
halfway done to the series. So
Do you really
Yo,
want to taste it? What's going up must come down. That song is about cum.
Word.
okay.
I like it even better now. It just made the show so much more funnier.
And then the
Because fucking John Cena's funny.
the
John Cena's funny
dancing?
as fuck.
the fucking I just love that.
The fact
fucking-
that John Cena is able to do it and not take himself seriously, that's the best part of this whole
he was the best part of the Suicide Squad.
Yep.
I don't care if there was a
He was.
whole.
The new one? Yeah.
I don't care if the whole beach was a bag full of dicks. I would suck every single one of them if it meant justice or if it meant
And
freedom.
I'm not going to lie. I definitely like the new Suicide Squad better than the first one that came out.
Well, that's because you didn't see the air cut.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad was the first one was affected by Deadpool, and they wanted it to be more comical. So they were like, "Be like Deadpool, be funny," and they're like, "Well, that's not what we were doing at all."
No.
Got you.
So that's why the first one sucked. But even James Gunn said, like, "Oh man, you guys need to release that air cut if you're doing a Snyder cut." So maybe with this new MMR is not involved.
No?
It's in his side.
I
time.
called him today, by the way.
So Kevin Gunn aside, James Gunn, him being the figurehead for DC, I would absolutely love him in that
Gunn?
Kevin Feige role. Oh my God, that'd be so great.
Well, then, because you have two directors who will be able to kind of, bounce ideas off each other. Be
Yeah.
like, Kevin can tell James to be like, hey, you should do this. And he's like, well, what if I do this with a little bit of twist on it? And
Well, I got to tell you, I'm about to go into this meeting at MMR to determine all the broadcasting, so you're going to have to determine this for yourself. And then James Gunn's like, "Oh, I guess, all right."
Say hi to Lush.
But even like James Gunn and Zack Snyder seem to have a really good reputation with each other.
yes.
So having those guys, I mean, they're fans. So even having one of or both of them as Wouldn't that be awesome as both of them as overseers of this DC property?
Both guns? That would be great.
Not the guns.
That'd be cool.
Dueling guns.
James Gunn and Zack Snyder, having them oversee everything. Because then even if you go video games, like what we're seeing here from DC has been absolutely donking it with their video games because they've been focusing on Batman. And
Yeah.
and fighting games. But now we see Gotham Knights, different property, that's getting released this year. We also
I don't know how I feel about that game though.
It's a new cash.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie, because of the characters that they pick. I feel like they're all pretty much essentially the same acrobatic style fighting. I feel like the game is going to get really tedious no matter what character you choose.
Red Hood.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's still acrobatic. He just have guns.
Okay. I mean, Batgirl, she's going to be more gymnast to where, Red Hood's probably going to be more parkour.
I'm going to need a demo of this game. I'm not going to lie.
I'm really
I feel like
splitting
this is-
hairs here, but I have to play devil's advocate.
Captain Cold.
I definitely going to need a demo of this game, because if they play literally like almost like the same characters, not
If they take
like,
it,
I mean, I feel like the most you would get out of playing the different characters is special abilities.
well, I think if they take this in that Arkham Asylum direction of gaming-wise, to that focus that they've looked at with this, if they just take Arkham Asylum and all those Arkham games, transpose even a fraction of that over to this new game with 4 different playable characters, and then that Court of Owls, Batman's Dead storyline, story, gameplay, those you only have a couple more little dots to hit, and it's graphics and sound,
Max,
and then it's a AAA game.
Yep.
And then you have Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. That one's coming out, as well as let me see. There's Wolf Among Us 2 and the Wonder Woman game coming out. So that's the lineup we have for DC games. And no matter how you feel about the properties, any of that, it's 100% better than Marvel's Avengers. Yeah. Nobody's arguing. That's right. Because Marvel sucks at video games.
Oh my God. But you know what? Guardians of the Galaxy is great.
It's an amazing game. But even a broken clock is right twice a day. So give me something more. You need to have more than 1 or 2 good games. DC, even though they just focused on Batman, gave every single one of those Arkham Batman games is playable, and you'll find amazing, fun moments.
Playable.
Forever.
Yeah, it's the replayability.
There are
mad.
scenes in Arkham City where you just go you have to play the game
Arkham Origins.
to 100% Arkham City. You actually have to play the game on every holiday and visit the fucking calendar, man.
Yeah.
That's like deep rooted, that's some time you spend on that fucking achievement. That's a full calendar year, man.
That's almost Catholicism masochism.
It's Cuphead.
Bringing it to full circle. But I'm really feeling I want Marvel to do as well as DC does, even a fraction of the amount that DC does in their video games, because we had Injustice, which both of those Injustice games were amazing.
It was a deep storyline too.
Deep storyline.
Yeah,
you built calluses
played the
on top
storyline.
of calluses.
Oh, it's fucking amazing.
But I feel like it just plays like Mortal Kombat.
It's supposed to.
Yes, because it's NetherRealms. It's that same studio. So
Yeah.
if you're a fan of NetherRealms and
if you
honestly
love the
like
comic
the
book-
way that they do those games, especially
If you
with like
love the comic book
MK9 and
series,
10.
it's worth the play.
Yeah.
Now I will say
You know
this.
what it is? I feel like Mortal Kombat, I feel like because of the how the style of the game is, I feel like they slowed the combat down. It's not as fast.
Injustice is still faster than the new Mortal Kombat.
Injustice was great. It was because of the transitioning fight levels.
And it's because
And
of
the amount of characters they put in Injustice 2 was insane.
the Ninja Turtles was awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, the
And it's
Ninja Turtles was my
because-
favorite part of that game, not gonna lie.
It's because of Injustice 1 and 2, the video game, that we got the rated R movie on HBO Max.
And you got the comics. It started off with the comics, and then it went to the rated R animated movie, which was good. I mean, it was
Which one is that?
still.
Which
It
one
was.
is that?
It's on
Injustice.
HBO.
It's on HBO Plus.
HBO Max, yeah.
Soon to be HBO Discovery Plus. I don't know.
Wait, they
HBO
changed
Max
the name?
plus Discovery
Ultra.
plus Ultra.
Hyperion.
So I have to have hope, but also I also want them to start exploring with this new management.
This one's a new hope.
Explore different characters. Don't give me
Batman.
another
Batman.
fucking Batman game. God
about-
damn it! Let that motherfucker die.
Hold on. How about Batman?
Can we make
I'll
an
take
Alfred
an
game?
Aquaman game. Give me a game where I'm just helping fish. It beats kicking the Joker's ass again.
Hold on a second, though. Can we dissect that? Like, if you, did
I mean,
have
we
an
will
Aquaman
in
game,
biology
like,
class.
what would it curtail? I mean, like, your biggest foe is the Black Manta.
Black Manta, Ocean Master. You have
I mean, we're going to get a Wonder Woman game.
well, no, but even just with Aquaman, you could also add in there.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, would you
what's
always
his
be
name?
fighting their
Immortal.
henchmen? Like, how would you make this game? I feel like he don't have enough depth to be a game.
He just dives further.
But that's
Right,
the
can you
thing.
build up Atlanteus
There's a way that you could work an Aquaman game, but Green Lantern,
Would I fight on
Superman,
land too?
the Flash. Let's focus on these main guys. Aquaman
Give
would
me
be a hard
Flash
sell.
game. That
but
would be fun as fuck. I feel
they
like that
have-
would be like a new age Sonic game.
they have like videos that came out on a Flash game that was supposed to be made, Daredevil game that was supposed to be made, Superman games that were supposed to be made, even Green Lantern games that were supposed to be made. Fucking commit. Give me a new Superman game to where there was even Unreal 5. There was a little tech demo to where
Yeah.
they showed off that Superman kind of play, and they're like,
Yep.
"Oh, they may be working on it." Give me a Superman game. You can make it work. So I have a lot of hope with Discovery taking over Warner Brothers that we're actually going to get some good games coming out of them. A lot like this next story.
Which is a new hope for this game.
Wait, I got a story for y'all real quick. I mean,
Okay.
it's not really a story. It's more like a statement. I got to go to bed because I got to be back to work at 5 a.m. So I have fun checking in with you guys.
We love you, buddy.
As a truck
Thank
driver.
you for chopping in. Appreciate you.
I had a great fucking time. I needed the giggles. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what we're here
We're
for.
always here for that, man. Love you.
Love you guys. Have a
Pop
good
back
night.
in anytime, buddy.
All right, guys.
Matthew Kennedy, the Washed God, on Twitch. And you can
Yes.
also find him on the Black Opinionated podcast.
Which is coming back out soon. We're getting everything together now.
I can't wait. I'll have to pop over and do another podcast with you.
I am down.
We'll make it happen, Captain.
All
Have
right.
a good night.
All right, fellas. Have a good night, bro.
Later. So,
Peace.
a
Peace.
new Star Wars game announced from the creator of Uncharted. Amy Hennig is creative director and creator of the Uncharted series. She will be working on an all-new Star Wars game in collaboration with Lucasfilm Games. Hennig previously worked on Star Wars game with Visceral Games in 2017 before the publisher canceled. Well, they closed down the fucking studio. And then the game turned into something else. So, Uncharted...
And
Star
Visceral
Wars.
Games was the game was the studio that brought you Dead Space.
Yeah, so Uncharted, Star Wars. We're looking at another kind of like Fallen Order style game because that's essentially what
It's an
Fallen
action.
Order was.
It's an action shooter with powers.
Yeah,
Well, Pizzat, you're dead.
you know, I mean, it depends on where they put it, what the story is, and that's really what the key selling point
I'm
on that.
going to be an action
Uncharted.
adventure Kotar.
Now, Amy Hennig being behind this gives me hope, but grain of salt, it could be canceled. Like so many other Star Wars games had. We were excited about the
Again.
Visceral game
Yes.
when that came out in the news, but it didn't come to fruition. So
And the Boba Fett game.
Yeah, the 1313. It's just one of those things that we need, not just this AAA, you're a Jedi. Give us something else, like a first-person shooter like they're working on. They're working on the XCOM.
Republic Commando was awesome.
The XCOM Studios is working on the title. Titanfall developers are working on the first-person shooter. And, of course, we got the sequel coming up from Fallen Order, number 2. And there's a lot of stuff coming out to scratch that Star Wars fans' itch, gaming-wise. Having a good first-person shooter to where, like, there's a whole bunch of Star Wars games to start off, or even just have that, Battlefronts and all that, to where you need that good shooter. Good shooter. But you also need the XCOM, the strategy. That's something they did with Dune. They do with a whole bunch of different properties. They've done with Star Wars before. But having XCOM behind it, I feel like could give it a lot of legs, like XCOM did. Because XCOM gave that strategy game more of a life. Because it was, we don't need turn-based now. We got the 3D realm. We don't need anything else. But it gave it more legs to where having Uncharted in there, maybe getting like somebody who's not a Jedi, and having that action-adventure game. Maybe that would be a great way to introduce a different story in this Star Wars universe.
It's possible. I'm hopeful that a lot of these things will come to fruition and not get canceled.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I don't really have anything else.
Sorry, it's already canceled.
Damn it. Waited too long.
No, you got your hopes up too much. It's like, we're going to make the best Nintendo.
So we went right
I'm
from...
sorry you're interested.
We didn't even start with episode 5. We went right... we went episode 4. We went right to episode 5. Thank you, Empire.
So Big Brother says...
Thank you, Empire.
It's like the Legend of Zelda show. As soon as you fucking no,
Sorry,
we're not making
you like it. We're not doing it.
Fuck you. You wanted something good.
Excuse me, princess.
But some princesses might like this next story because Sega is reportedly working on a big budget reboot of Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio.
I think I'm just saying this. We got what we needed out of Crazy Taxi. It was better when it was called Simpsons Hit and Run.
But we could get a new Offspring song, damn it.
I didn't ask for this. So
Jet Set Radio, I'm actually excited for. That's
the thing. I never played Jet Set Radio.
It was good.
But I played Crazy Taxi because he bought a Dreamcast, and I played the fuck out of that. That was a great game.
If you played Tony Hawk with the skating mechanics, then you played Jet Set Radio just as an adventure game. That's all it is. It's like, hey, I can do tricks while actually going to objective A to B to C and defeating the game.
Okay.
And it got progressively harder.
So it's like what was that? Overkill Sunshine or what
Something.
was that?
Project.
No, the one for 360. It was.
The Xbox One.
As long as you played it on mute, it was fine.
Project.
Sunset Overload.
Yeah, Sunset Overload. That was Xbox One. Yeah.
Because you had the grinding and the jumping and the bouncing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's like fucking Tigger with the fucking new shoes.
Same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. What are those shoes they had that had the grind plates in them?
The Heelys?
Heelys.
Oh,
yeah, it's Tigger with Heelys. Title of the podcast. So.
Not a euphemism.
She likes the old Tigger with Heelys. Where are you gonna find 3 midgets at this hour? 3 of them. I mean, it's so weird that you need 3 of them. I know, and they got to juggle
Heelys, no less.
Bloomberg cited people familiar with its plans
Bloomberg?
of the Japanese company.
Yeah, because that's what we give a shit what Bloomberg says about the game.
The Japanese company wants to make a Fortnite-like game. It means Sega wants to actually make money, I guess is what they're really getting at.
Here's an interesting idea. If you want to make a battle royal, make it its own IP, and people will flock to it and not be a carbon copy of other shit.
They're saying in this article, like, we want to make new IPs, but also maybe remastering old IPs, so we can actually have some
but it's okay.
Money.
It's okay to, like, as a fan service, then label it as that. Like, as a fan service, we're going to be remastering this game, but we're also going to be bundling it with a new IP, so you can try out the new IP while playing your old game.
There needs to be some of those old school gaming marketing techniques in this new age of bundling, not just the demos, because Steam got back onto demos pretty heavy. Yeah. You have demos on Steam, a lot of them, honestly, a lot more than I need to check out more.
That was like the Xbox 360 era and the PS3 era. It was more in the 360, but I mean, where they gave you a demo, and it wasn't timed. It was typically first level.
Yeah, the first level of that game.
You get to your first checkpoint, which the first checkpoint in these demos was always longer than your standard checkpoint system, just to kind of entice you to want to buy the game.
Because I remember the PlayStation Magazine.
They had the demo discs, yeah.
You got the demo disc, and then you got like Crash Bandicoot on that shit.
Spyro.
I
remember I remember that.
Probably
That was 99, circa 99.
See, demos found a way back. So maybe bundling and different stuff like that. Because you see GOG and G2G, a bunch of different online sites
but
bundling a bunch of games together. Even Steam with bundles of a bunch of games. That's how my friend Gaz got well more games than I have on Steam. But that's how, because you bundle them all together.
Call of Duty did that with the Modern Warfare Remastered when they bundled it with Infinity Warfare. Mm-hmm. The Infinity Warfare was a horrible game, but people bought it because they got the COG 4 remaster. They were smart because they knew everybody was just going to go back to the COG 4 remaster.
Like that one mech game that came out with the demo of the Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, the Chrome Hounds.
Yeah. And it came out with the fucking Metal Gear Solid demo.
Oh,
and
no,
everybody bought it.
Metal Gear Solid, like the first one?
No, it was not the first one. I think it was after.
Was it on GameCube?
It's like
or PS2?
on the second one or something.
I think it was the second one.
You had to get this other game to get the demo.
It was Sons of Liberty. That's what it was.
All right, so Sons of Liberty demo. There was like a.
It was a Konami product. It was a Konami game. It was like a mech game, but you got the Sons of Liberty demo on it, and that's why everybody flocked to that fucking game. It had a weird name. It might have been like letters and numbers.
Oh, Sons of Liberty. No, Sons of. Zone of the Enders. That's what it was.
That's
Zone of the Enders.
what it was.
I knew, and I played the shit out of that game and beat it because of that demo disc.
I got to tell you, we got to fragment the old supercomputer hard drive after this podcast. It's getting a little spotty.
Well, I mean, you're asking me to go back to 2002.
You used to be like a solid state, man, just rattling them off.
It has a certain write capacity. It starts fading after a while. Shut up. Next story.
Swiss cheese soon.
The next story is, of course, our end segment, which last week we had the sci-fi planets, which we really went off on that one. That was a nice little conversation. But this one, we've been talking about a lot of stuff. Like I just mentioned, there used to be stuff where they would bundle games together. There used to be this thing they called
Outside
the movie game. It was a very horrible, cheaply made adaptation of a film that you held and treasured dear to your heart. And then they mauled it like a hungry tiger that hasn't been fed in months. And then you bought it with the hopes that this is going to be that moment when you're watching a movie to where this is the first level, and then this would be the save point, and then this is where you get your power up. And then they're just like...
You're talking about Aladdin and the Lion King. Lion King was far harder than Aladdin.
But what is a movie that you would want to be made into a game?
That's a tough one because there's a lot of movies with games already made of them. So
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That would be going right along that same vein of like Friday the 13th and Dead by Daylight, and a lot of people would really fucking love that. That would be a really good one. Ilphonic would definitely hop on it.
Star Wars. There's one.
Hey, I can see that.
That's a winning one there. You can do a few.
Yeah, Batman. I can see Batman as a game.
Batman. They love Batman.
But I thought just as almost like a kind of like a trippy fucking adventure game would an awesome one would be Inception.
Inception would be very trippy.
That would be a trippy.
Could you imagine a
fucking
VR of that?
oh my god! The warning labels you would have to put on that thing for seizures and nausea and vertigo.
Yep.
Holy fuck! Nobody would be able to make it through that.
No, and I think they would be they would be mentally ill afterwards.
Even if you got that one Doctor Who upgrade from the one episode to where the future planet where he got the upgrade to where he throws up and it's a little cube, like a sugar cube. Even that wouldn't be enough to get you through that VR experience. You'd be fucking shooting out sugar cubes like a fucking Thompson.
Yeah.
And you're not even past the tutorial. Like, you know,
I know it's not a movie. Well, I know it's
because, like, look at The Godfather. The Godfather,
that was a good one.
Scarface, perfect fucking games right there.
And then it kind of spawned it's video game cousins of like Mafia 2, because they were in the same vein of it.
Along the horror vein, I thought a good one, even if it is superhero, fucking Brightburn.
Yeah, Brightburn would be a good one.
Brightburn is almost like a Dead Space kind of.
I would want Superman Red Sun. I would want Superman Red Sun. I would want to see that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I could see that. I could see that.
Definitely Wonder Woman, because we're getting a game of that.
If you were doing like a kind of kill all humans vibe, I could see The Blob.
I can see. I can see Jack Nicholson doing the voice of Destroy All Humans.
Oh, I thought you were going for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and I'd be like, well, no, I can fucking play that game. That'd be really good, man. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest,
just like Cuphead.
Beating your head against the wall never looks so nice.
How about The Shining? If you're going to do a horror movie,
ooh,
because that's that. Like, you could throw a whole puzzle element in there.
You could have something more powerful than a flashlight,
and then make it kind of like
you're not gonna get me. Ooh,
kind of like Outlast, you know.
Flashlight. It's like saying you can't get me under the covers. You know, I was gonna murder this lady in bed, but she went under the covers. I can't get her under there.
I don't see him anymore. She stopped moving.
She got a flashlight. She got the covers over her head. I couldn't do nothing, boss.
Oh, well, you tried.
What about The Expanse?
Those goddamn blankets.
That would
Expanse would be great.
Open world sort of thing, kind of like a.
I was thinking Star Citizen, but done.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Citizen, but done.
That'd be
They're
great.
working on it.
That'd be great. That'd be The Expanse right there.
They're
You
still
go through the ring.
programming soda cans. They'll be the most realistic soda can ever.
And the ding when you grab it in the wrong place. Oh, it'll be like just grabbing a real soda can. Like, I shouldn't have grabbed it there. It's gonna dent in. No. Mine's the dented one. You got to undent that.
We need product placement.
We do.
Insert commercial here.
So, you know what though? Honestly, one that I would really, the fucking Tom Cruise one when he was
Oblivion.
No, the
Day
one
After
where
Tomorrow.
the one where he was framed for murder, but the little girl saw the future, and turns out she saw the wrong thing.
You
know,
Minority Report.
Yes.
Audi made that car, or is it?
Minority Report.
Yes,
that would be a good game.
but Oblivion would be a good one too,
Yeah, that one would be good.
because that had Morgan fucking Freeman in it. So
Fucking Event Horizon.
yeah, we
Or
could do
the
it.
crying game.
I mean, we called it. We talked about it in the end credits, but
My Girl.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You know what, man? I thought of that movie because I was thinking about Jim Carrey and all that, and setting up the stories, and I was like, motherfucking Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind would be a great fucking game. That would be
it would
so
be so
fantastic.
trippy. You can release it in two two versions.
There's just so much you could do with that, even just from like a perspective of going from memory to memory.
Yep.
And having the fucking outrun this white wall of that's so good. That is a fucking excellent poll, sir. That
You're
is
welcome.
excellent to end off this podcast because we want to know what yours is. Comment below. Let us know what your movie that you would want to made into a game is. And, of course,
Babylon 5.
contact the team. We want to find you on all social media handles. Pop in your comments, likes, subscribes.
Farscape.
Ooh, Farscape.
Get your own Nora or whatever the hell that thing was called.
Okay. Sliders.
Yeah, sliders would be good.
I couldn't really go for burgers. We just had chicken.
Solid
I
for the
really
win.
couldn't. Thank you, but I can't.
I like to again.
It's too much food.
I like to highlight this.
Time Cop.
Time Cop would be good.
And we'll get Jean-Claude Van Damme to come back.
Or the Jean-Claude Van Damme show.
JCVD. Yeah.
That was great.
Give me a blood sport fighting game, man. Like MK style. Give me a blood sport fighting game.
He made him say Matei. I just want to send another thank you to ACTW for allowing Projaggers for Wall Hangers to be a part of it. We appreciate you, love you, and there is another event July 16th, 6:30, Jackson Street, Media, Pennsylvania, at the Media Community Center,
where you can actually meet Matt Man and the old man in person.
And
signing autographs.
As far as I know, Matthew Kennedy will be in person.
I won't even charge for the autographs.
He'll pay you for them.
I will pay you.
Here, take this.
$1 for my autograph? I'm not paying $1. Oh no, sir. I pay you.
It's kind of like communion at church. You don't want to take it, but you're taking it because you feel obligated.
Okay. There you go. Thanks. This guy's fucking
Body of Christ.
We end off with the thank yous. We want to thank you to my man, Wolfman Howe, Buddy the Redneck Werewolf himself, for commenting and liking and subscribing last podcast. We thank you to Moiselle Robinson, our man from the ACPW, our liaison, if you will, Mark Gervais, as well as Frank One Punch Percy himself. And you, loyal wall janger. Yes, you, right there. You hit that button right there. We want to thank you for it. And, of course, we end off the same way with a long drawn-out goodbye. I am your host, Matthew Bucarell, the Madman. To my left, Christopher Bristow, the old man. Our omnipotent presence, that is Stephen Bucarell, Big Brother. Our mascot hero of time, Link Diablo. And, of course, we love you. We miss you. We want to see you next week. Until then, game on, Wall Jaggers! Bye-bye! Uh-oh, we're going to end it.
Oh, God, we're going to end it.
Shutting it off.
Oh, my gosh.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Play on Batangas. That was a good segue. Our Island Kelly.
So, another podcast upon us.
Yes, sir.
Ooh. There we go. Some nice levels. Sometimes some of the podcasts
Guess who?
they get like really overly sensitive, and then we're like Matterhorn loud.
Yeah. I hear that all the time. Oh, you used the Sticky Nib program like I told you to.
No, he did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he did.
A long time ago.
He's been doing that for a while.
I'm not typing this shit.
I just type it. I don't care.
Go word.
Yeah, no, I just type it. I don't care. I'm just like, meh, fuck that. So, you and Connor,
Yeah.
you guys checked out Sonic.
Yes. It was amazing.
I saw it was saying deleted scene, and then it had the thumbnail, and it showed Super Saiyan Sonic.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Just saying that. Yeah, it's definitely one. I mean, I'll top the first movie's box office. You done smelling? Okay, you're putting two together here. Like, all right, hang on.
What's going on?
Jacket smells like this guy.
You smell like a different yard. Hold on, this guy's been in another yard. I can smell
Isn't
his
a euphemism.
yard.
I'm trying to figure this out.
Shit, where's he been walking?
I don't know. It's a weird smell I'm getting from this guy. I don't know what's going on. So, could they do a Sonic 3 without Jim Carrey?
They could. I mean, I'm not going to spoil it, so.
So you've seen the third one?
Not the third one.
Oh.
The end credits.
I'm just saying because Robotnik he's the villain. Can you do that without Robotnik? Because they already said they're not going to recast Robotnik. They said that. So it's like.
They left it up in the air for Jim Carrey to come back if he wants to.
Well, here's the thing. He did say, if it's a golden script, I'm not going to say no.
Right.
He's
so.
just not broadcasting like, hey, I'm acting.
Yeah,
I'm doing
he's not
this, I'm doing that.
He's not looking for roles. He's you know.
He's done a plenty of great roles. Have you seen him in The Mystique?
Oh,
yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Eternal Sunshine
And the Spotless Mind, yep.
Yeah.
There's 2 or 3 more that he wanted to show the world.
Oh, no, and he did a great job.
Not just a
especially-
guy that can make funny faces.
Yeah, he did a great job, especially just
Truman Show.
in this. Yep.
Yep, that
in
was
that
really
kind
good.
of vein. He was really impressive. What's in the live folder? It's the second tab. I actually have a folder open up.
Yeah.
Oh
there
no,
you
I
go.
had a separate Google tab, so you didn't have to go off of PJ.
You said.
Second tab.
Second tab.
You said hit the thing, so I hit the thing. That's what you get.
Bag of donuts.
First in the back end, giggity. Netflix dropping.
I
Love
still
Death and
have not
Robots.
seen the first season. Though.
It's dude.
It's
I'm
different.
honestly, and don't let this little bit of The Crown and Queen's Gambit throw you off. This is the trailer that they put out here, and this
for-
is for Love, Death, and Robots.
This
'cause-
is the trailer for Love, Death, and Robots?
Yep, there we go.
Queen's Gambit.
And then they cut into the robots, which that was one of my favorite episodes is with those robots. And they cut in through some new scenes, some old scenes. This is one of my, honestly, it's a great anthology series. And each episode is just like the title, Love, Death, Robots.
All right.
One or all of the 3. So
We'll allow it.
it's a great series, and especially since it's coming out May 20th, I definitely wanted to highlight that because it's, if you haven't checked it out, it is a really great and impressive series. Volume 3. Now, the first volume had
May
like
20th.
18 episodes. The second season had 8. It has been said that this season will get 8 as well.
I'm finally getting to, like, I'm running through the list of shows that I'm getting caught up on. So I'm now watching Peacemaker. So I'm watching that all the way through. And
Excellent,
then-
as
and
you
then-
should.
And then after Peacemaker is going to be Moon Knight. And then after Moon Knight, I'm going to watch Batman.
Okay. Well, I mean, Moon Knight, they're going on episode 4 tomorrow, and
But by the time I get done Peacemaker, it'll be all out.
yeah, you're right. And then I mean, well, Moon Knight is really good. That season is really gripping me, especially with how they're doing the multiple personalities and the Egyptian gods, and the whole plot of the story is really great. I've been going through myself. I've been rewatching Daredevil because I'm gonna go through all those old Netflix shows and rewatch them.
Yeah, I'm going to do that too.
I'm on the end of season 2, where
I've been-
you have Punisher and Elektra and The Hand, and I'm just like,
I've been doing a lot more networking lately, so yeah, that's been taking my time.
it does take up some time. But another venture that Big Brother and myself did, I couldn't stand your ad segment level of Paramount Plus, so I went and got my own, and we are going through everything on there. But
Give me yours.
we
I'll cancel mine. Give me yours.
But we are going through the Star Trek movies.
Okay.
We did Generations yesterday, which I actually stayed up for.
We watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What does it suggest? Does it suggest 7? No.
Does it suggest Generations? Yeah. Okay. Thought so.
Like, we're kind of going by the numbers here. How
Yeah.
hard is that?
And Undiscovered Country is a very good movie.
Oh, yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
out of them, that was probably one of my favorites because it was just so
I
good.
liked so
Yeah.
of all the Star Trek movies, the performance that gripped me the most was when Spock died, and two, the performance. Even though the movie itself was kind of like, the performance that Patrick Stewart did in First Contact, him explaining having the cybernetic implants of Locutus still in him.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, can't wait to get to that one, especially because Locutus is very big in the
Borg world.
In the Borg world.
In the Borg world, he's very big this
He is a Borg
And I was thinking about
world.
The first two, the original series and the next gen, they did something that for the time you didn't see any other medium doing, which was taking a TV series and bringing that to movies and a theatrical film. You had the original Star Trek. They did that because they brought back from syndication and they were like, hey, we need more. Let's go with a fucking movie. Movie did well. Later on, let's pop out fucking 6 more. And then you get into the Generations movie,
Right,
where
I mean-
that was the first foray for the next generation to get into that same kind of habit, where then it was normal for Star Trek to do this, but everybody else wasn't allowed until you got into like now, to where you have that free
You mean
reign
to tell me that
Marvel's doing.
that Star Trek was doing multiverse before?
Well, not multiverse, but they did do.
Kat says she's out of wake. She's not going to make it.
But not multiverse, but more interconnectivity.
They did have multiple universes. There's the one episode in the Next Generation
Oh, yeah,
where
they
they
did.
interact with all the other universes.
Well, they
You don't
interact
know what
with
it's
all
like
the
here in the
timelines.
Borg. What?
They interact with all the timelines
Yes, they also had
because
like,
it was still one universe.
Well, they also had gone to a parallel universe where you had evil Spock and then all that. But so they did alternate timey-wimey stuff and parallel world stuff.
and they did parallel people with evil Riker,
yeah.
but not parallel universes.
But my main point is that especially in the 90s, there was that big joke on Animaniacs is that, Helen Hunt made it out of TV, so can I. Like, you went to TV to die as an actor. Like, that's where your career died. You went to TV and you sunk down. You didn't have that hope for going into movies. But when you look at Star Trek, the original series and the Next Generation, you have this jump from they did their series. Then now we have a whole bunch of movies.
It was quite a ways. There was
Time in there, but you didn't.
I mean, look at the TV shows in the 90s. Cheers. So look at the people that came out of that.
Because you had Highlander, that went movies to TV, and that did very successfully.
Correct. But then Cheers had Ted Danson and Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson went on to Natural Born Killers.
Also, what's his face? Mr. Potato Head.
Don Rickles.
Yeah, no, the Mr. Potato Head from Toy Story.
Yeah, that's Don Rickles.
Was that Don Rickles?
No, it was the guy from.
No,
it was
from
the same
Cheers.
guy who in Cheers who did the. Was the mailman.
Yes.
Oh,
He's
that's
the mailman.
Yeah. It wasn't Don Rickles.
He's the pig in that. John Ratzenberger is the pig.
Oh, you're right. Mr. Potato Head.
Cliff
was Don
Clavin
Rickles. It was
is John
the pig
Ratzenberger.
Was that? Yeah, the pig was the male guy.
Because he was the one at the lookout being like, I hate to spoil the fun for everybody, but they're here! Kids and birthday gifts at 9 o'clock!
Yeah, you're right. It's been a while since I've seen Toy Story. I will say that.
It's been like almost a decade.
1997.
couple of decades.
It's
been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute.
There was another thing in the folder that I wanted to get to.
Sponsor sip.
Yeah, let's see here. Oh, John Wick creator is making a Streets of Rage movie.
I mean, it's
Okay.
it's not going to be any
It's
far
right
from
up that alley.
It's going to be John Wick. John Wick as Streets of Rage.
Well, Streets of Rage was side scroller, right? Beat 'em up.
Yeah, it was. It's
So
it was.
that's the same. That's the same fucking vein
Yeah.
as John Wick.
It was
like-
just an action beat 'em up, level player. Which Street Fighter 4 is leaving Game Pass soon, but it's still a great game for $20.
And that's why it did make it into the actual podcast. And you're listening to it in the End Credit podcast.
If you're listening.
The last story I had to add in here because honestly, I wasn't sure if it should be in Triforce or if it should be in Lugnuts.
I saw this.
But it sounds absolutely absurd.
It is absurd, but
Overpriced.
AOS
thing
and
for the poor.
AOC and Porsche.
Porsche are making a monitor, a 144 hertz 4K resolution monitor, under $2,000.
Yeah, it's $1,899.
Is that good?
But so it's not
For
not any-
$1,900.
So it's a
The one
32
thing I
inch.
saw in the article is that it's like 1,600 nits, and a normal monitor that you get is about 300.
Yep.
Average good end is about 1,000. So it's really fucking bright.
That's just the wind.
It's just Ang. He's doing a little wind bending outside.
Seriously?
Yeah, but they can't hear that on the podcast. Porsche doing this though.
This is an ad segment for Roadcaster.
Yeah. But Porsche, though, they said that the monitor is the sleek Porsche design.
It's got integrated LED backlights. It's
Yeah,
got integrated.
How is this a sleek? It's a cube.
It's a
What
fucking monitor.
sleek-
What about
has-
this reminds you of Porsche, big brother?
Nothing. I don't even
Most
see the Porsche
monitors
logo
that
anywhere.
have-
Where's the logo?
It's got the little wing things here. It's
Is there
got
a
the
logo?
It's got the wing
and
things.
the stand
No.
mirrors a Porsche.
Oh, there you go.
Not even a logo on the back.
No.
No, the stand. They said the stand mirrors a Porsche steering wheel. It's
Yeah,
like it
fuck
has that
that.
little.
There's no
Enclave.
Porsche logo on it. There's no logo.
What do
So
you think this is?
That's
Lug
my
nuts?
Porsche monitor.
This is the cross promotional Porsche.
Porsche design. Wow. Yeah.
There you go. That's the Porsche.
That's really disappointing.
Their trackpad.
What is bullshit?
Based off of their trackpad. That's such fucking ass. Oh, look at that RGB on the back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like,
It's
that
also
really looks
got
Porsche. You know all those RGB Porsches.
Two 2.1 HDMI ports, which gives you the 240 hertz resolution, as well as I think there's 2 display ports as well, and then there's a USB hub built inside.
For $1,800 or $1,900 roughly, it should.
Yes,
But yeah,
that's
I
what
just,
you're getting for the
Should
technology.
also bring me a sandwich when I'm hungry. Now,
no
monitor, go.
no
Bring me a
replicator feature included yet.
sandwich. I want it to get
Yeah.
up, waddle its ass down.
Why no,
and
big
fall.
brother? I cannot do that.
I'm not asking. I'm telling.
I
you.
can get you a salad though.
I will go grab it like Ike.
I'm gonna go get a bat.
But like Ike, we want you to like right down there in the corner. We want you to hit that subscribe button right
That was-
above my head.
That was good, sir.
Thank you. Right above my head is the very best purge hangers and wall hangers video for you above the old man's head. Well, that's going to be every single Triforce podcast in a playlist. And of course, this podcast doesn't end until we hear our main man, Connor.
Friends.
Bye-bye.
Friends.